Now, live from Artie's Cut Rate Liquor Store, shooting range, candle shop, bowling alley, massage parlor, it's the Dave and Doc Podcast.
Hello, hello.
Happy day, happy day. What's up, brother?
How's it going, man?
Man, I'm getting older. That's
You
what
are
I know.
getting older.
I know.
It's episode 54,
Episode
and we're
54.
not far from that age-wise.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
It's the Dave and Doc Podcast. I'm Dave.
And I am Doc.
All things Dave and Doc on our website, DaveandDoc.com. Dave.
A&D Doc.
DOC.
fillinin.com.
.com.
Don't put filling in because you'll go to some
You might go somewhere you don't want to go.
only fans site or something. Dave might be on there a little.
I am. It's OnlyFans / Dave. Old Man Dave. That's what it's called. Because everybody wants to see that subscription to me just complaining about shit. That's what I should do. It's
That's
just,
what you. Yes, you could totally do it.
I mean, really. I mean, people might want to listen to that.
I would say yes.
I mean, it's just me complaining about stuff.
You could do it.
You kids, get out of my yard. That'll be $10.
Messing up my grass. Lawnmowers by Toro.
You can't mess up my grass any more than it already is.
Click on the link. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's all you need.
Bermuda grass, and it's just not acting like Bermuda. I need Bermuda grass to stop having like an identity crisis, and I need it to just act like Bermuda.
You think it's
grass.
because it's not in Bermuda?
I think that's exactly why. That's exactly why.
I once had to have allergy testing, and the only grass that I wasn't allergic to was Russian thistle. I was like, I don't think we have that here.
Shit.
I don't think we got that
Russian
here.
thistle.
Russian thistle. That was when I was much younger. Thank goodness.
Does it go in a sickle shape? Is that how that grows?
It's more like a hammer. I don't know. That was one of those random things. Of course, when you had all that mess, some of that could have been cross reactivity, so we don't really know.
It's Russians.
Thistle, not sickle. Russian sickle. Well, comrade. Speaking of that, I'm watching Jack Ryan finally, season 3. I gave up. Laura and I were going to try to watch it together. It just doesn't happen, man. She's out at night. So
This is Tom Clancy's shit, right?
Yes.
This is,
Yes.
Yeah.
yes,
I haven't watched this.
with John Krasinski.
Yeah, and I really like him too.
Yeah, it's actually. I think you would like it.
You think?
I think you would like it.
I just don't like anything anymore.
Well-
I'm so flipping old. I just hate everything. This is ridiculous. Somebody's like, "Oh, Dave, you need to watch this," and I'm like,
I don't think so. You like Stranger Things, though.
I did. I love Stranger Things.
And we like football, which we're going to get into some. That's.
We're going to talk about my friends at ESPN
Yes.
because I love them.
And I just want to say real quickly, I'm super thankful that this happened this week and not on top of the insurance thing last week, or I'm pretty sure the monitors, the cameras, the microphones from your Aura, everything would have just combusted. It would have been like an implosion.
Which, by the way, the insurance thing.
Yes.
By the way, we got to get to dad jokes, but so it's all settled now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's all done.
Good. Because there was one thing I did know was
Yeah.
that Bo Blanken would know your insurance needs for show.
Right, and I appreciate Bo reaching out. So he wasn't far off. So what he said, he wasn't far off, but so he was correct about them purchasing our mortgage from another company because that did happen.
Yes. And thank you, Bo. Thank you for
But
reaching
that
out.
was like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was correct about that, but it had nothing to do with what's going on currently.
Right, where they didn't file or didn't.
This was a situation. Let me just let me grab a couple of props here, just to kind of so these are some remotes for the lights and stuff around, folks. Just in case you know. So
because I'm pasty, so look, I have a pretty decent
Right.
tan in this thing.
So we got our people that handle air insurance here locally, right here. Okay, let's pretend this is a phone. Okay, and then
You're
you
not
got
going to make the remotes, are you? This
and
is a kid
then,
show.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay,
and then
okay.
and so then you've got
ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where he's going with this.
and then you got like the mortgage company here.
Okay,
This is
okay.
their phone.
Okay.
Okay. For some reason, both of them have communication devices. Okay, but there's just a barrier, and they can't talk. So what Dave had to do. Dave had to say, "Oh, well, let me just handle all this myself. Let me send them the information that they need because you people can't get on the effing phone with each other and talk.
And talk. Yeah, there you
A
go.
2-second phone conversation would have fixed it,
And there you
but
go.
they can't do it. So
Despite all
I sent them a PDF, and they're like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Despite all the money you're paying.
Oh, and then I get a notice. Listen to this. Because we've already paid our mortgage for next month because that's what we do.
Right.
I pay ahead of time and I pay more.
I remember.
And they told me that I had
I got a little closer.
and then I had a shortage of escrow. Okay, because they finally actually paid our insurance, right? Because with the money they had like sitting in a bucket, so I did the calculation, and it wasn't to pay that. Like there was still money in escrow. After they paid the insurance. So I started doing my calculation. I got my abacus out. I'm like, alt. And I'm like, no, there's no shortage. Like, I don't understand. So I sent them a message and they said, oh, that's just an automated message. Just ignore it. Oh, okay. It's not a big deal.
Just tell them I don't have enough money. Because who would ever stress about that?
So,
especially when it's not true.
We're going to be done.
Because we just live with this. Yeah.
I'm already working with another mortgage
There you
company we're moving it because I'm like, I can't live like this.
Sure.
I'm old.
That's right.
The kids are in my yard.
That's right. Your back hurts.
My back hurts.
Sometimes your feet hurt.
I lost my penis. I can't find it.
Oh, well.
I don't know where it's at. I think it's in the backyard.
You won't have the kid in the fourth decade. So there you go.
No. My God.
You're like the Mike Krzyzewski of kids. Like we're working on winning all those championships, different decades, and you're like racking it up.
Nuggets all I can take.
I understand.
Nuggets all I can take.
So anyway, speaking of laying off, we're gonna hit the ESPN discussion later. So I thought today, because for those of you who may not know, and Lindsay Michaela, don't get off the podcast just because we're talking about this. Because we have a new listener, and she said, "Oh, I can't do the sport part." I was like, "Well, that's like our favorite part." Anyway, ESPN has started a massive amount of layoffs, including at least 20 on-air personalities, and we're going to talk about that because
And not just. I mean, it's
significant.
It's Disney.
Sorry, so Disney, ABC, and ESPN because Disney. I guess,
Elsa got laid off. That's what I'm telling you, folks.
Not Anna.
No, not Anna.
Not the redhead.
Well, she's a redhead.
That's it.
But they can't do that. They're like,
It's going.
let's get rid of the weird blonde. The redhead, we'll keep her.
Bad. So here we go. Layoff jokes. Okay. Theme stuff. This is big stuff. Did you hear about the layoffs at the morgue?
Oh God.
Did you?
No, I did not.
They're really cutting corners.
Of course they. I mean,
what do you call a layoff notice served in a bag of coffee?
What's that?
Grounds for termination.
Hey-oh.
I'm not telling the China joke. That's not nice.
I've been laid off. This is a little PTSD for me.
What happens to a firefighter when he gets laid off?
The world burns.
He gets fired.
Oh my God.
What happened to the electrician who was laid off?
What?
He was delighted.
Hey-oh. Yeah.
Oh, did you hear about the layoffs aboard the haunted pirate ship?
No.
They're down to a skeleton crew.
Well, of course they are.
And just for the not suitable for work folks, so the boss has to lay off one person from his department, and he's narrowed the choice down to Christina or Jack. Well, first, he invites Christina in. The boss says, I have a problem. I have to lay you or Jack off. Christina replied, you better jack off. I've got a headache. And there went. And now we have the explicit. I mean, we may have to retire the dad jokes, you know. And I had this whole thing for Bill Romanowski for episode 55, you know, because he owes the IRS a bunch of money. That's it. We'll leave it. We've broken the internet with.
I like it when I'm not
that.
the one that says something inappropriate. Because
Well, I mean, it's in there. It's just well, you know, I try to have the counterbalance because I'm pretty sure it could just.
Oh, it could definitely.
You know.
Well, I mean, and again, folks,
You know.
you don't hear the conversations we had before and after the podcast. That's what I just want to throw that out there. I know that old Dave's the one that. Whatever.
It's mainly the language. I'm trying to work on it because you know I get busted up every time I say a bad one. You know.
Well, so every time you say a bad word, when someone listens, do they say? Is that what happens? Because that would be
No, I think it's more like Laura going, "You need more Jesus." I'm like, I just got a little fired up.
Listen.
I mean, goodness gracious, you know,
just made me this way. I'm just throwing that out there. Jesus said, "Hey, I'm getting a little bored. Let's create this guy.
That's it.
Here you go.
That's it.
Here you go, world."
That's why he didn't make two. He only made one.
That's right.
That's it. So there you go. There's no recovery from that.
This is episode 54?
54.
54, yeah, that's right.
54.
54. And hey, 2,500 subscribers.
That's awesome.
Over
Thank you, folks.
2,500
Thank you, folks.
subscribers. I don't know why you're listening, but thank you.
Yeah, we enjoy it.
I appreciate that.
That's right. Get us some more views. That's it.
On the tube.
Do we know where they're from? Where they're at? We don't know where they're at.
We have a lot of people from India.
Oh.
That's not a joke. That's real. That's true. We have a lot of people.
That's awesome.
I know. Well, I mean, hell, they got a lot of people.
We're getting like David Hasselhoff. I mean, we got folks in Europe. We got folks in the Far East.
We're going to be like the Hoff.
I mean, how cool would that be? I could get drunk and I'm just kidding. Sit on my couch with a cheeseburger and let my daughter videotape.
Episode 55, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to, Doc and I are just going to get slammed.
Do you remember when that happened?
Oh.
And I was like, what is the matter with him?
He still looked good. He still looked good when he did it. Just saying. He's the Hoff, man. He's Michael Knight.
I guess. Right.
So I watched an episode of Knight Rider the other day.
Like the original.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I hadn't watched it. It was Kit versus Car.
Car. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
God, that show was stupid as shit.
No, stop. Oh, I thought you were not. That's not the direction I thought you were going with that. No, that show's awesome, man.
No, I still love it. But
Give me everything you got. Turbo boost, super turbo boost.
I mean, they're like jumping ramps and hitting each other, and it's like, why don't you just get out of the damn car? Like it's like why does everything have to happen? Like I can't,
because it's Kit, the indestructible car.
I know. But still, it's like sometimes it's like, why does there have to be a car involved? So many things happen in our life that have nothing to do with a vehicle. That like I don't understand like why.
It's the Knight Industries 2000.
I know, but like other people are making like terrorist weapons that are cars. and car talk to itself, right?
Huh?
Car would talk to it, so Car would like talk out loud. And,
well,
like,
that's because Car was crazy. Everybody knows if you talk to yourself, you answer yourself, you're crazy.
It's like you're going to die, Kit, and it's like, oh my god! I watched the whole episode.
Of course you did, because it's good stuff. Shush.
And then he had the hot girl. Hottie McHotterson was the mechanic.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had two different ones. You know, they started out. It was
like
Jamie,
Bonnie,
and
then Slutty. I don't know what her name was. Gretchen.
It's not.
I don't know what. I have no idea what.
Oh my goodness!
It was Bonnie and something.
I thought it was Jamie. Was it Jamie?
Bonnie was the first one because Bonnie was the brunette, and then they went from Bonnie to Slutty.
Okay.
Actually,
I can't think of her name.
Bonnie might have been Slutty too.
Do
Do you think David Hasselhoff was sleeping with both of them? Because I feel like he was.
I mean, I'd say there's probably good odds of that.
I mean,
the Hoff.
I would have been. I mean, listen, if I wasn't married and I was working on a show like that. I think he was
married though, right?
Oh, well.
Right, you can't be doing that.
But he's the Hoff.
Yeah,
the Hoff can do that.
Yeah, but you know.
Do you ever watch movies? Because I do.
Every now and
Because I do.
every now and then.
And you're watching a movie and you see two people. Here's an example. There's a movie called Passengers with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes.
Great movie.
Yes. They're headed to the planet thing, and his capsule. Well, sorry, I shouldn't spoil it. I guess.
Yeah. So like he's this part's kind of talked about. Like he wakes up before they're supposed to be asleep for like 50 years or something.
A long time.
And like he wakes up ahead of time.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Jennifer Lawrence is in it, and anyway, it's a really good movie, and it kind of like went under the radar, but it's a really good movie. But like you watch those two together in the movie, and you get the feeling that like there's some chemistry there. Like those two just aren't acting. Like they're, I mean, you know what I mean? So I mean, do you ever watch movies and you say, oh, they hooked up?
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Prime example. They even talked about. They even like publicized the fact that they're like, oh yeah, we fell in love during this movie.
And you know what? I like Jennifer Aniston. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
You like? I do too.
I mean, Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. I mean, Jennifer Aniston is still gorgeous too.
Mm-hmm.
Still gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
She's with as I like to call her, Reese. That's another name. With Reese Witherspoon. Oh, Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In that show called The Morning Show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I just don't. I don't get. Anyway.
No, I mean, yeah.
Other than I guess the freakiness of Angelina Jolie. I mean, girl had a necklace with Billy Bob Thornton's blood in it on her. I mean, like wearing it. You know.
Oh, I have one of those too.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yes. I like Billy Bob.
Reckon want some of that blood in them necklace.
Yeah, French fried potatoes, blood around
potted
my neck.
meat, potted meat in it. Makes my blood thick, good iron. Okay, we gotta get off this.
How the hell did it? I don't know how.
I don't know. That's what we do. It's just random.
Okay.
Welcome to your morning ADHD segment,
So,
folks.
so we got some stuff on the list here. First of all, I'm very excited because there is a new documentary coming out.
Oh,
It's called "I Want to Rock,"
oh,
and it is an '80s hair band documentary.
Big Mac 103.
Yeah, Big Mac 103 is probably going to be on there. Let me see if I can find the bands. I mean, I know it's Dee Snider's involved here. So
Right, it was a Twisted Sister. Dee Snider.
It says hairspray, spandex, leather pants, makeup. The 80s scene left a long and lasting legacy.
Where do we go?
Where
do we go?
Yeah, it's Paramount's going to do it, so it'll probably be shitty.
You're not a Paramount fan?
God,
No, that'd be a no.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, that would be a no.
People just, I mean, they
Maybe
can't even make it.
maybe ESPN and ABC could do it.
This is like TBS and TNT. They're apps.
Yeah.
Because we stream our content.
Oh.
And so the TBS app, let me just tell you folks, TBS, their app is maybe the worst app in the history of apps.
Oh.
It's awful. It's like you guys, you created an app for me to watch video, and I can't do it. And TNT, it's the same people, so they have a separate app.
Where's Ted Turner?
Yeah, it's all terrible. Let's see. So the series follows Skid Row.
Oh,
Awesome. Swinger.
Buck.
Twisted Sister. Vixen.
Vixen.
Motley Crue.
I don't remember Vixen.
The boy. Oh, you don't remember Vixen?
I don't think I remember Vixen.
Oh, How Much Love?
Where's Prancer and Dan? Oh, okay. That's the song. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. How much love is it going to take, Doc? How much?
A lot.
Just it's going to take a lot. And then
But it's going to take a whole lot of. That's George Harrison.
That's George Harrison.
Got my mind set on you.
He's got his mind set on you. It's a good song.
May he rest in peace.
Let's see. Is McCartney the only one still alive?
Yes. No, it was Ringo. Ringo's still alive.
Yeah. Yeah, Ringo's still alive. Ringo.
Richard Starkey.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Did you know ADD, man. Did you ever see the movie The Postman?
100% President Starkey. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
His name is Richard Stark, and I was like, shut up.
Yep, I remember that.
I was like, what a... Anyway, yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
It's three flipping hours long,
right,
and Tom Petty's in it.
And got and got roasted by the critics. But I actually thought it was a pretty good movie.
I liked it too.
I liked it. Waterworld, not so much.
He was having sex with that girl, just knock her up, right? In the movie The Postman, right? That
Yes.
happened.
Yes.
Yeah. He was
At the request of the husband, because
He was screwing around with that whore.
He had mumps and he was sterile.
Who the hell has mumps?
Well, I mean, they did. Hello, it's like a post-apocalyptic world. They don't have vaccines. You hope you don't have mumps. You're
I've got them right now.
no wonder you're talking like this because you got the mumps.
They started in my penis.
My nuts are on fire. My nuts are on fire. I
got the mumps. I'm gonna call into work. I had fucking mumps.
I hope you don't have the mumps. God,
I don't know what the mumps are. I have no idea.
it's a virus.
Oh.
A virus. Paramyxovirus. It does
Can you
all
get that
kinds of
from sex with animals, like horses?
No.
Just
No, Wilbur, you cannot. Let's.
I'm sorry, Wilbur. I should have told you, Wilbur, but I was drinking.
You were immunized and not of the Aaron Rodgers variety when you were a child.
Oh, so I can't have mumps.
Most likely not. Now part of the reason it's made a comeback is because there are folks that do not immunize, vaccinate.
Oh, the mumps are making a comeback?
Yeah,
I didn't know
mumps,
that.
whooping cough. Oh yeah, and it's because you have folks that are
whooping cough.
choosing not to get vaccinations for their kids. That's one. And this is not a political statement. This has been researched and this is a true thing. And yeah. Anyway, yeah.
I don't know why I think the mumps are funny. They're probably not. Somebody's listening and they're like, Dave, I have the mumps, and it's not funny.
No, it's not really.
Is it like lumpy stuff?
Yeah.
Do you get like lumps in your nuts? You have nutty lumps? Lumpy nuts?
It's lump. It might be mumps. Dun, 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 dun.
It's in my nuts. Da, 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 da. I'm telling you right now, the next time I come see you, when they say is anything new, I'm like, I've got the mumps. I think I have the mumps.
They will send you to your car. They will send you. They will no doubt.
April, I have the mumps.
So what? Yeah, I mean, the main thing that the main thing that it affects it's viral and it actually affects your salivary glands primarily, but it can affect the manhood. But it is transmitted,
So it actually does. It goes down there.
So yeah.
To the penile area.
It can yeah. I mean anyway. Yeah.
I got mumps in my thing.
Yeah.
I got thing mumps.
I mean, you can actually it's sterility, so it can affect the testicles or the ovaries.
Oh, it makes you sterile?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Have you got like a syringe of this right now? I want the mumps. Who has the mumps that can give them to me?
Dave, I don't think you really want that.
Was it going to kill me?
Maybe. I mean, you go deaf. I mean, all kinds of things.
What?
And then we could...
Oh, shit, I've got him. All these years when I've heard the mumps, it's like to me it sounds like a made up thing. It's like
it looks like the chipmunk face type of thing because it gets in the salivary glands and you get puffy, but it does. I mean, the problem is that it can get systemic and it's pretty contagious. Yeah, I mean, because you can get it salivary obviously because it's in the salivary glands. So kissing.
So I couldn't whore around anymore.
No,
without giving other people the mumps.
That's right.
And I couldn't hide it because they would know.
Yes. If they were looking, of course, I mean, you do have the beard, so you might be able to say, well, my beard's just a little bushier than usual. I'm feeling pretty virile.
I have a beard
today.
just because there's no other name for it. This is not much of a beard, folks. I'm trying. I mean, I'm actually trying. This isn't just like laziness.
It's a treard. It's a trying beard.
It's yeah. I've got all these like spots that just don't grow, and I don't know. I'm just not a man. I'm just not. I had the mumps. That's stunted my growth.
Well, you'd still be a man even with the mumps.
So.
Because you'd still have. Never mind. Let's go. Okay, let's go on.
Anyway, back to this documentary about hair metal. I'm sorry.
Sebastian Bach had the mumps. I'm kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
He's yeah. So Skid Row. Actually, interesting enough about Skid Row is like they've been Skid Row longer without him now than they were with him. Sebastian Bach.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's probably actually a good thing for them.
Well,
I was not a huge fan.
Well, Sebastian Bach though, the guy he can like he used to sing opera as well.
I remember you said that. Like
he is an unbelievable singer. But yeah. So Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Guns N' Roses, and others. It's going to be on Paramount Plus, and they even have like the names of the episodes here. So episode 1 is "I Want to Be Somebody." Episode 2 is "Headed for a Heartbreak." Kip Winger and the Boys.
Oh.
What episode 3 is "Smells Like Change," so I'm assuming that is going to be early 90s, talking about how
for those
Nirvana, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, and those bands, and Stone Temple Pilots all killed rock music.
It's hard to walk out with all these marbles in my mouth. Weird Al covering.
Yes.
Smells like Nirvana. Smells like Teen Spirit. I love Weird Al.
I do too. But anyway, so it's coming out this month, I think. So there you go. If you're a hair metal fan, as I am,
Here it comes.
here it comes. Here comes the night. Here it comes. Here comes the night. Def Leppard, Gods of War, off the Hysteria album. There you go. So yeah, there you go.
Little plug for that. It's good.
Yeah. I've got a bit of a complaint.
Oh.
That I'd like to discuss during the podcast here.
Okay. Let me get my suit.
About the general world here.
Oh.
I'm gonna say some things to you, and you tell me what you think about these things.
Oh, is this like the first thing that pops in my head? Let me get serious here. Okay.
So when I say
low back stiffness,
let me say 3 things to you, and then you kind of like you tell me what you think.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? All right. Here, number 1 is the wheel. Number 2 is the computer. And number 3 is electricity.
significant inventions.
Significant inventions. And not just
For the perceived betterment of mankind.
100%.
Okay.
So we've come a long
Thanks
way.
for softballing. I was really nervous.
I know. Yeah, I know you were. I was ready to help you, but I felt like you had this under control.
Okay, it's good. Vista Print.
Right. And I mean, any man that can actually go to Vista Print and print off a degree. So, I mean, these are significant inventions, and not just significant inventions, but like big deals. Like we don't even think about the wheel now, but I mean, the wheel, for God's sakes, the computer.
Look at this round thing. You can roll with it.
Right. So all these and electricity, and so like electricity was kind of an accident. Oh shit!
Right. Whoops.
This here's exclusive audio. Exclusive audio when we discovered electricity.
You know it was bad.
It knocked his mumps right off. And but here's what I don't understand. I like to have in my office here,
Yes.
at home, and in my office at work,
Yes.
and around the house. I'm a little picky. I like tissues. I like to have tissues around, right? In case I sneeze.
I didn't see you going this
I need,
way.
but also I like the tissues with the lotion in them because
You got a sensitive nose.
I have a sensitive nose. It's large as shit, but
You got to take care of it.
I gotta take care of it.
A lot of surface area.
I don't want it to get any bigger.
Right. You don't want to get an infection.
So here's what I don't understand. I hate tissue boxes. Like they just don't work.
The wheel, the computer,
Yeah, we've done
electricity,
tissue boxes.
tissue boxes.
That's the point. Like we haven't. Like we can't.
We know
get
there's
better,
different kinds.
but they're all shitty. They're all terrible.
So you're talking more like the square ones, the
yeah. So
rectangle.
either way, it's like here's what I think.
What about the little mini packs that are just plastic?
Oh, those are the worst. Oh
shapes.
God, those are the worst. Here's the thing. Like you remember when we were kids and you used to get a bag of Doritos and the bag was like full of Doritos.
Yeah.
Right. And now it's like this much air.
That's correct.
Right.
Yes.
And like we complain about that. I'm okay with
I like
that.
sour cream.
I'm okay with
Cheetos. Cheetos.
I like Cheetos too.
I'm not so much a Dorito.
But like I'm
Cheetos.
Like I'm okay with that if we want to do that with tissues too. I feel like we're packing the thing too tight And that first 1, 2, 3, maybe 10 tissues that you're getting out, you have to knock the shit out of the box to get it out. Like, you got to like wrangle the thing. And if I got to sneeze, I need the damn tissue. I don't understand.
You know, they do the same thing with baby wipes.
Yeah.
In the packets, like, you know that 2 or 3 are coming out every time.
I don't understand. Like,
and so it's wasteful because you're burning, or they rip. And I mean, if you've got to blow your nose and you put any power behind it, you know, you can't have a rip tissue.
no.
You know what? I'm gonna buy you some handkerchiefs. You can just snot away. It's like recyclable snot.
Have a little pocket
Yeah,
square.
we'll get you a little pocket square.
Look at the.
That would look good. We could get some Dave and Doc.
Excuse me while I.
Let me.
What do you do with handkerchiefs that you have to wash them every day, though, right? Like, you have to have more than one.
You have to have more than one. Yeah, I mean, or you can wash it every day. I mean, you could.
I could put it on my head like Axl Rose.
You could.
But I'm tired of tissue boxes. This just happened to me the other day. I'm getting ready to
Would
sneeze.
you consider that a significant invention for mankind?
No, I would not. But the reason I mentioned these other inventions that are difficult.
Yes, tie it together, Dave.
Yes,
Dave, man, tissues.
These inventions that are difficult. We've done. I mean, we've sent people to space,
We did.
but we can't flip and get cardboard and paper together. Like, we just can't. Like, we just can't figure it out. Well, Jim, I don't know. I mean, I mean, it don't matter how many I put in there. I mean, the first one, we've got them layered so they pop out. But, like, I can't figure it out, Jim. I'm going to go on to my next project, which is nuclear fusion. Come on. Dude, somebody needs to figure this shit out. Like, it happened to me the other day.
You should patent a new style of something, box or something. We're putting it on the air right now. Here it is.
Yeah.
You have to fill out the paperwork, I know, but
Like, I mean, it happened the other day. I was sneezing.
maybe you could use the 3D printer and print something
Maybe.
that's reusable, and then you could have you could sell the tissues separate, and you can just kind of stuff them in there.
A snot bucket.
A snot bucket, the snot bucket.
What is this, Dave? That's my snot bucket.
It's right here next to my.
Well, that's disgusting.
My snuggie, and my snot bucket.
And my cream for my mumps. I have mump cream.
Salve.
Sad. A little sad. But like the other day, I'm getting ready to sneeze. I'm in a meeting, right? So I turn my camera off real quick. I hit mute. And then and then I'm sneezing and I'm trying to get a tissue out, right? And I'm reaching across my desk. And it's a new box. And so the first one, right? You get under the little lip there, right? And you pull it up. And when I did, the whole box came up. Oh my God, this is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Did you blow snot everywhere?
No, but I sneezed without any coverage whatsoever. And then,
You felt very exposed.
I did. And then for a minute, like, I was like, oh God, I got to clean this up because I don't know what went everywhere. I have violent sneezes. Very violent sneezes. Yeah. I sneezed the mumps right out.
There you go. That's it.
And I just don't understand tissue boxes.
Note to all the viewers out there, if you see Dave Mann on the side of the street and he is preparing to sneeze, please
look out.
Block off at least a 10-foot radius. That's for the initial, and then we must extend the circumference to at least 20 feet for driftage.
Right.
That's it. Are they wet?
Not so bad.
Okay, just curious.
But like I do sneeze.
The sneezy. That's what you can call it. You can call the easy pick Kleenex the sneezy.
The sneezy.
The sneezy.
But like, I don't understand. Like, have you had this issue where you're pulling the first tissue out and the whole box comes up with it?
Nah, I just blow a snot rocket, man. I don't give a damn.
Oh.
Just out the side of the, I'm kidding. No, we use
right on his window.
So I'll tell you what we do. This is what I do. This is what I do at work. And and we have plenty of tissues at work. And those boxes, even though the tissue's probably not the softest, it actually is easy to get the tissues out. I use toilet paper.
Oh,
because I just roll it off real quick, And if say I'm sick or something, I will get a roll of toilet paper and I will just have it near me, and then you just easily roll it right off.
But it doesn't have the lotion in it.
Yeah, well, my nose isn't quite the sensitive.
I'm also a bit of a baby
object that you're describing yours as. Mine is also not small, okay, but I don't worry. I don't like being greasy. Let's put it that way.
But see, that's the key. these, if you get the lotion, if you get the Puffs Plus with lotion, it doesn't feel that way.
Okay.
It's not greasy at all.
Okay.
But like you can definitely tell when you're,
Yes, when you're sneezing violently.
yes. And when you're doing that, and then it's like, oh, that's very soft to the touch. I like that.
Is your nose running?
No,
Okay, you don't need to go catch it.
no, I don't need to waka waka. So
yeah,
folks,
toilet paper.
So
That's what it
folks, if you work in a tissue factory,
Holler at them.
get off your ass and do something. Come on, this is ridiculous.
Where are
I'm
they
paying good money for this. I'm not really.
Hey, Kimberly Clark, let's get it together.
I know somebody that works at Kimberly Clark.
You should email them. I bet they could do something about it.
I know what she would say to me. She'd be like, "Really? You're a baby. Get over yourself. It's a tissue box."
That's it. But it's very distressing.
It is. It is.
I mean, it made the podcast. We know there's some gripes
And this
there.
has been something for years that has bothered me, right? And sometimes when I have the mumps,
It's really hard.
I got to look up the mumps. I got to get off this. I don't even know what the mumps are.
It's a disease.
I know you told me.
It's a paramyxovirus. I'm telling you, and it is super rare. But yes, a little bit of a comeback there. Affects your salivary glands. Makes you not feel great. Can go to the ears. Can go to the reproductive organs. I mean, can go to your brain and cause meningitis, encephalitis.
The mumps. It's in my head.
That's it. And you have meningitis, and that's bad, and you're sick as can be.
Meningitis.
And I mean, in rare cases, people die from it. So there you go.
Wow.
There it is. Whoop, mumps it is. Whoop, mumps it is. This is like
it's mump. It's in my head.
And the tissues.
And the tissues. We'll get off that.
Okay.
So Buc-ee's. We were talking about Buc-ee's before.
Man, oh my God, I didn't know. Okay, so I didn't know we were okay.
So
okay.
we were talking about Buc-ee's before, and like there's a new one in Pigeon Forge, which apparently is the largest.
That's what they're saying.
Gas station. I don't know, what do they call it? Convenience store. Whatever they call it in the world.
Yes,
and I don't know how they equate that. I feel like
there's no way anything else is bigger.
I mean,
and that's.
I bought a little pickup truck in December, and when I went and bought the little pickup truck on the way back, I needed fuel for the pickup truck said truck.
Does happen.
And Steven was with me, and I'm like, hey, I've never been to Buc-ee's. Let's just stop at Buc-ee's. And so we pull into the Buc-ee's, and I'm like, oh, which pump should I use? 1 or 1,000?
Yes.
I've never seen anything like it. And
yes.
there's so many pumps. So you got gas, and then we went inside, and like they've got. It's a whole world.
It's like
there.
a shopping mall.
I will say this: their bathrooms very clean.
That's what everybody says. Ain't no potty like a Buc-ee's potty. Have you seen the billboard for that?
Yes.
Ain't no potty like a.
Yes, I did go use their.
But the
urinal.
Buc-ee's potty is full up.
I released some urine into their urinal.
You felt better. Did you sneeze when you did that?
I did. No, I didn't sneeze. Oh God, I think I'd have blown my asshole out if I'd have done that. It's like, yes, I sneezed, and then it was like, oh, that was it. Oh my God.
Rectal prolapse at the Buc-ee's by Dave Mann.
I'm sorry, sir. I've blown my asshole out. But it was a clean bathroom. And here's the thing about Buc-ee's. Like, I spent probably 20 minutes in there. I didn't buy anything.
How did you manage not to buy anything?
It just didn't.
You didn't even get like a drink?
No.
What self-restraint?
I
have not been in there. We went to the wilderness for Kate's birthday party. Went to the water park, all the things. And so one morning, Bennett woke up at like 5:45. And so Laura took him out and got in the van and rode to the Buc-ee's in Pigeon Forge.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
And, got gas at the pump
the
number
Buc.
75, I think.
Sure.
It was a good spot.
75th season of the NFL, or the last time the Niners won the Super Bowl, just so you know.
Hey, look at that. It's good stuff.
Super Bowl 29, ladies and gentlemen.
It's been a minute.
It's been more than a minute.
We'll get there.
Ravens, Chiefs, jackasses.
Chiefs. How about them Chiefs?
Chiefs.
Power outage. Should have played Alex Smith. Just saying.
Oh
Anyway.
my God! Of course, yes. Oh, that's
You
not
should
even
have played Alex Smith. What is wrong with you? Anyway, so went in there and she came back with like a beast burrito, a brisket burrito. They have beef jerky. They have like 35 kinds of beef jerky.
They do.
And you can buy it prepackaged, or there's 7 people that will offer you taste tests of the beef jerky.
Yep.
So she brought back the most popular, the garlic beef. I hope Buc-ee's is listening so they give us a plug.
Garlic.
Garlic something, and it's pretty
sound
good.
good.
And
Is it good,
And
though?
then, it's pretty good. And then if you like garlic, and then they had a hot and spicy, which had that, and it's pretty hot, but it's not like unbearable hot,
I have to stay away from garlic and crucifixes.
right? Vampire
There you go. Look at you.
interview
real
with
quick.
the interview with the vampire Lestat Dave. And she's like, yep. Said it was pretty, but you know what they don't have in Buc-ee's?
Condoms. I'm just kidding. They probably do. I'm just throwing that out there. Syphilis. Mumps.
Ain't no potty like a Buc-ee's potty because Buc-ee's.
They sell it in a bag. I want a bag of mumps.
Can I have a bag of Mumps? It's just salivary secretions. You just toss that in, catch it like it's popcorn. They don't have Mountain Dew. Because they have like Coca-Cola products and then they have their own stuff. Because she loves Mountain Dew. Laura loves Mountain Dew. They do not have Pepsi products at the Buc-ee's.
Right.
They have their own stuff. And I was like, well, you should have tried it. And she was like, it's not Mountain Dew. And I was like, well, that's true. But maybe, what if it kind of is?
You're absolutely right. No, because we looked for drinks when Steven
So
and I
if you're
were
a
there.
Pepsi person,
Yeah,
the
and
Buc-ee's ain't going to have it. You can get 700 kinds of beef jerky and these burritos.
Because the only Pepsi product that I drink, well, Gatorade's a Pepsi product, I think, or Powerade.
I thought
Powerade?
I thought Coke owned Gatorade.
One of the aids.
I'll look it up. I think
Pepsi owns aids. I'm just kidding.
that's mean.
But so,
Why did they lay off the Pepsi truck driver?
Oh, what?
He tested positive for Coke.
Oh no!
That was the extra one thrown in.
Yeah. So, but we noticed that though because I was going to get a Diet Mountain Dew.
Yes,
and
yes.
it was not available, and I'm like, what convenience store doesn't have both brands? Like that's just pretty common.
Pepsi does own Gatorade. Look at you.
Yeah, I thought so.
Strong work.
Yeah.
I can't. And
I also have a really good friend who works for Pepsi.
And Powerade is Coke.
Yeah.
So I had them reversed.
Yeah.
I like Gatorade. I'm telling you, why do they not have Pepsi products? This
I don't understand it. But again, like I hate
no Mountain Dew. Yeah, because she likes Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
that's her go to. If it's and it's 6:30 in the morning, and the young man is because our kid's wild.
Oh, the last time we were at your house, she said, "Would you like anything to drink?" And I think I made a joke about, "Well, you have any Diet Mountain Dew?" And she goes, "I absolutely do."
Absolutely. We
and
have, we have a nice stock of that. Yes,
we do as well. So
that's it.
So yeah, I'm not a big I don't get the Buc-ee's thing. Like I just
It's
don't get it.
huge.
I just rather go to a regular.
They
gas
have
station.
like 400 people working there. They're
Yeah.
like 8 people for you for a drink, 7 people for the jerky. And
On
but it's an experience.
On our way back from Nashville last week, there was a billboard for Buc-ee's, and they were talking about jobs there, and like $44,000 a year to work at the Buc-ee's.
I mean, selling jerky,
Right?
no, and then they do some kind of chant.
Oh no!
Apparently, they do some kind of chant every few minutes, according to my wife.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I was like, "Ain't no way I'm going up in there. I'll get some gas. I might go in there. I just
It's
that's
worth going in at least once.
That's a lot. That's a lot of humans, Dave.
Oh, it is.
I just don't.
Oh, I don't listen. I'm the same way.
When we were going home yesterday, I mean, there were a mountain of people over. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You think they'll make a movie about somebody living in a Buc-ee's?
If you know,
like they did Walmart?
If you know, you know. Yeah, where the heart is.
Yeah.
Nova Lee Nation.
Yeah.
You know who played Nova Lee Nation?
Hang on. It was Mandy Moore.
No.
Hang on.
She's very, very bright.
Natalie Portman.
Yes, sir.
Because Natalie Portman is like a Rhodes Scholar.
Yeah, she went to Harvard.
Yes. Harvard. I went to Harvard.
Yes. Once said in an interview, she's like, I'd rather be smart than necessarily be an actress.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay, there you go.
Doesn't people like that just piss you off? Here's a girl that's, I mean, insanely intelligent, and she's hot too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, why can't I be both of those? I'm neither. I'm kind of stupid and I'm ugly. I don't understand it.
We all have our gifts. You know?
I have the mumps. That's my gift. My gift to mankind.
I get a vein in the middle of my forehead when I start laughing really hard. It's just that increased pressure.
I don't.
I
don't have any gifts.
And her husband cheated on her.
Oh, he did?
Mm-hmm. That
Oh, really?
stupid ballet dude, Benjamin Millipede, cheated on her.
Millipede? Don't marry anybody named
Millipede, right? I'm sitting there thinking micro penis. That's it. Hung like Nat. I mean, it makes me mad. I kind of had a little crush on the Natalie Portman. I'm not gonna lie. Natalie
she's funny too. Like she's been on SNL and like
she can do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I even know her real name.
Her real name.
Mm-hmm.
She's Israeli, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Natalie Hirschlag.
That just doesn't have the same ring.
I was like, oh, there you go. Yeah. Anyway. Yep. Hirschlag. I probably mispronounced that, and I'm really sorry. That was
we got to put a
her and Ashley Judd, and Jessica Alba,
and are lesbians together. Is that what you're going to say? Oh, this is going somewhere else. I'm sorry.
I'd have to. Yeah, we'll have to.
Wait. Ashley Judd. What about Ashley Judd?
She's very attractive.
No.
I had a thing for that.
I thought you were saying they're all Israeli, and I'm like, no, I don't think.
Ashley Judd is from Kentucky.
Yeah, she's a Kentucky girl. Ashley Judd doesn't look the same anymore.
Well, she's had a little bit of, but like I'm not.
Gosh, she was gorgeous though.
I think she's had a lot of hard stuff.
You remember that movie Double Jeopardy?
Yeah.
Gosh, she was gorgeous.
Yes.
And then along came a spot. No. This is the one before that. It was the other one was
because it was along came because Morgan Freeman was in it.
Yeah.
Oh my! Of course, she escaped.
Kiss the Girls.
Kiss the Girls. Good job. Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah.
She played a doctor.
Yeah.
A real doctor who went to school.
That's right. Not Vistaprint.
Not Vistaprint. And Jessica Alba, I've been in love with her for years. I love you, Jessica. Just so you know.
He just put it out there. You don't even have red hair.
Nope.
Just saying.
Listen, listen. I mean, come on.
That's when you know you made it.
That's when you know you've made it. All those are brunettes. All of them.
I like brunettes.
I know.
My wife is brunette.
I know.
I mean, that's my.
Mine is too.
I know, but you like the redhead.
I like the redhead.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's all right.
It's okay. You don't have any outside kids, folks. It's
No. Lindsay just rolls her eyes at me when I say I like redhead, and she's like, "Okay, we'll go find one." Keep sending me a check every month.
Right. It's like I'm not giving you the easy way out, Lindsay. Okay.
Yeah, that's
you're
right.
stuck in this.
You're stuck.
Maybe they have that at Buc-ee's. I don't know. Maybe they have like rotating, significant others. They have like 12 people that'll help you.
Right.
Do you want a redhead today?
I would like to have.
How about this man named Millipede?
Millipede.
You're an idiot, dude. I just want you to know that. You're an idiot. I don't care if you're en français, wherever, ballet.
They got a couple kids, right?
Yeah. Cheated on her.
Wow.
I'd have been like, yeah, anyway.
I mean, here's a dude that like...
Maybe she cheated on him. We just don't know about it. I don't know. You never know.
She probably...
Could be a
maybe she had sex with Darth Vader. Because, they were together. And
Anakin Skywalker. That was before she was married, though.
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah.
That probably did happen. Young and wild and free.
Hayden Christensen.
And the hookup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Darth Vader.
Maybe Chris Hemsworth. No, Chris. I'm just teasing Chris. Chris, because of course she became Valkyrie in the Thor.
She became.
Isn't it Valkyrie?
No. She was.
Crap. Who'd she become?
No, so she was just the female Thor. I mean,
but then the female. I thought that.
No. The Valkyrie.
I got to get. What's her?
Valkyrie was an army of women. And
shoot, what's her name then? She there's her name. It's not just Jane Foster, was it?
Slutty McSlutty.
No, it's just the female Thor. Dadgummit.
She's just female.
Just Lady Thor.
Lady Thor.
Well, that's upsetting. I thought her name changed. Oh well.
I call her
we got
Hottie
it.
McHotterson.
Right. The Lady Thor.
Lady Thor.
How about that?
Speaking of sluts, and we really weren't, but so Elizabeth Banks, who is also someone who I've had a little crush on forever, because I think she's really funny, and she actually did a serious movie, Man on a Ledge, Somebody's on a Ledge, where she played like a detective or something. Is actually a serious movie.
She did that?
Yeah, it's a really good movie. I forget what the name is. It's something about a dude on a ledge and he's whatever.
Don't push me. 'Cause
she's-
I'm close to the edge.
She did all the Pitch Perfect movies too,
Yes.
right? Like she
Yes.
wrote
I
and
did know
directed
that.
those.
I did know that.
Or maybe just directed them. Anyway, they're doing a Flintstones cartoon.
Yeah.
That's an adult cartoon, and I don't mean adult like porn, because then it might be good. But no. So
this is all bad.
but they're doing a Flintstones. It's about Pebbles. It's like Pebbles as an adult, and she's married to Bam Bam, or she's with Bam Bam, and she's got 3 friends. And Elizabeth Banks says it's somewhere between like South Park and The Simpsons.
Who's Pebbles? I'm saying who is Pebbles? Is she Pebbles?
She's doing the voice of
the
Pebbles.
voice of Pebbles.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay.
Who's a redhead, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're doing this, and it's still they're still writing it. I don't know when it's coming out, but I did see that they're doing a.
So it's basically a crude adult Flintstones.
I think they're trying their best.
They named the kid Bam Bam.
Yeah,
I mean, come on now.
and
know.
Pebbles.
And
Sounds like a porn star.
And Pebbles. I mean, you know these people were perverted.
Of course they were.
I mean, come on.
Pebbles.
Come on.
Sounds like a good porn name,
Right?
Pebbles Stillwell. Pebbles Bennett.
Peppy Pebbles. Call her Double P.
Well, I mean,
Stop.
that was movie 3.
Go.
The Double P.
The Double P.
Steel Panther. Listen to Tiger Woods. Good song. They talk about that in that song. And good Lord, this episode's like flying by. And we haven't even got to like actually the big thing that we want to talk about.
I know, right?
Real quick, I did go see Indiana Jones.
Oh, yes.
Opening night, we went Thursday night.
And the box office bust.
Is it a bust yet?
I don't know.
I don't
That's
know.
what people were saying
Oh.
on like the critics.
I just wonder how much money it's going to make. Folks, if you're an Indiana Jones fan, go see it. Here's what I thought was really cool, because I was there with an 18-year-old and an 11-year-old. They're my kids, not just in random. I didn't just find somebody on the street. Hey, kids, you want to get in my truck?
Hey, let's go see Indiana. It's the last crusade.
You want to get in my truck? Mm-hmm. Here's some popcorn. So, but it was cool for me to like be my age, which is almost 47.
Yes.
And to get to hang out with the kids there for
Right.
2 different decades.
It has stood the test of.
Yeah, and I'm like, here I am with an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old, and we're watching the last Indiana Jones. Like, this was really cool. I will say, it was I didn't know what to expect going in. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is in it, and she's only known for being a whore in Fleabag. That's what she's known for. She was a whore in the show Fleabag. I don't know. How do you know her? She was a whore in the show Fleabag.
I can't. Well, so she got an upgrade regardless of how this movie performs.
So now she's not a whore, I guess. I don't know. She was actually really good in the movie, though. Like
Fleabag.
Really, yeah, the show Fleabag. You didn't know about this show?
No.
Yeah, the show called Fleabag, and that's her character. She's Fleabag.
Stop.
No, I'm not joking.
Stop, Dave.
And she's a dirty slut. I'm not joking. That's what the show's about. It's called Fleabag, and that's what they wrote.
Showing her diversity in characters.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones and the whatever. I don't even know what it is. The kingdom of Hunanini Nana. You know.
What were you in before? Fleabag, what's that about? Our motto was go ahead and put it in there. Whatever it is and wherever it is. Wherever you want to put it. Whatever it is and wherever you want to put it. Fleabag. There's only a couple seasons of it or what. I did watch one episode of it because people were like, the critics loved it. And I watched one episode and I'm like, oh God, this is awful. This is terrible. She talked to the camera the whole time. Like she would like stop in the middle of something. And she was like, as you can see, I'm a daddy whore. Or something like that. But, oh yeah, listen, it's the fact that you don't even know this exists is beautiful. It's a show called Fleabag. But anyway,
those naughty British.
Yeah, so she did that show. Then she hosted SNL, and did a great job on SNL.
She got invited to SNL for the Fleabag.
For the Fleabag, and then the next thing you know, she's rolling around with. Well, she's not rolling around. She's hanging out with Harrison. I didn't even mean to say that. She got the mumps from Harrison Ford.
I'm looking this up because I just I just can't. I can't get past it.
But if you're an Indiana Jones fan, by all means, go see it. It's a good movie. I mean, I'm a Harrison Ford fan and Indiana Jones fan, and yeah.
Oh, she was in Solo. Look at that.
Oh, was she?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know.
How about
she did some solo stuff in Fleabag?
Stop! Oh my God, that's so.
Waka waka.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, learning things.
Hey. So.
There's no.
I don't. Yeah. I don't know how to transition from that.
Build your bridge. And speaking of bridges, ESPN's burning them down.
So real quick.
Oh no, he didn't.
No. We're going sports.
Okay,
real quick.
okay.
So Athlon Sports released their preseason top 25, and I thought you might be interested in that.
I am.
Okay.
I haven't looked this up.
And this isn't an official one because ESPN will do the official one, and we're going to talk about those cats in just a second. Get ready, ESPN. Dave hates you even more. Preseason number 1, Georgia. I don't think that's surprising to anybody.
No.
And again, these aren't official, but Athlon does this every year, and it's usually pretty close. Number 2 is Michigan. Okay. I don't know if I agree with that, but okay.
I think you still probably have them in the top 5.
Yeah.
I don't know about number 2.
3 is Bama.
Okay.
4 USC, which a lot of people are predicting to be the national champions.
It ain't gonna happen.
Oh, I don't think so.
You don't know why?
I know exactly why.
Why?
Because there's another team in Florida. That's why.
And I'm just gonna say again, and they're not gonna be so okay. Keep going.
Okay.
They're not gonna be able to beat the SEC. I'm not talking about your team. I'm talking about that team. I hate USC. Okay.
Oh, I do too.
I do too.
I do too. Number 5 is Ohio State. 6 is LSU. 7, go Noles.
They're that. I would have thought they would have been higher.
Yeah, I mean,
if ever again,
but it would make sense for LSU to be ranked a little ahead because those two play each other the first game of the year. So it's like, oh, here we can make this a little, big top 10 matchup.
I guess.
I don't know, but I kind of felt like that was a little low for Florida State. But
that's what I'm saying. I agree. I think they ought to be in the top 5.
Being a Florida State fan the last few years, holy balls!
Well, sure,
I don't care.
Well, no. Again, we've talked about this. They're on the upward swing, and that's good.
Averaged 36 points a game last year.
I'm a little surprised that LSU is ranked that high.
Yeah,
because you know who laid a whooping on LSU in Baton Rouge?
Who?
Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee, 40-13.
I'm glad they had their starting quarterback.
40.
It'd been terrible if they'd had to play their backup.
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
Champs is champs. Wins is wins.
That part's true.
And Joe Montana was once a third-string quarterback.
He was. Yeah. Him and Marcus Outzen. Same thing. The Rooster and the greatest of all time. Penn State.
I love that they call him the Rooster.
I know.
It makes me so happy.
Stupid.
It's just so funny.
Penn State, number 8. Number 9, Washington. Number 10, Utah. Texas is 11. Clemson comes in at 12. Oregon, 13. Notre Dame, 14, because Notre Dame has to be in the top 25 every year because it's Notre Dame and they own NBC.
Right.
Tennessee, number 15. It's a little low for them, is what I kind of felt like.
I get why you might not put them in the top 10, but I mean, I probably would have put us around. Of course, what do I know? I probably would have put us at like 10 or 11. I think 15's a few spots too low.
I mean,
some of that,
I felt like they should be higherly
ranked.
I got Mumps
higher
ranked than Florida State, to be perfectly honest.
I don't know.
They played a tough schedule and they had a great year.
We did, but there's, if you think about, I think the biggest thing is, I mean, Milton played really well in the bowl game, but you still just don't know what you're going to get, and our defense is still suspect.
Yes, that's true.
And so I think, again, it's back to, I mean, if we can score our behinds off, then we'll get back into the top 10. I'm a little surprised with where, with us ending there at 6 last year, to not at least get a 10, 11. I mean, that seems a little low to me. Particularly, yeah, that just seems a little low, but that's fine.
It's all right. They play in November. They'll play Georgia, and then we'll know, right?
Well, we found out last year that we were not quite there for the title contention when basically they just shut us out.
Yep.
And then we lay an egg against South Carolina, and Hooker gets hurt, which fortunately, other than losing that game and throwing us out of some, I mean, we still rebounded and had a really positive, rest of the season.
Take care of your hookers, folks.
That's right.
Make sure they don't have mumps.
You don't want to blow out. Torn cartilage is bad.
Oklahoma, number 16. Wisconsin with the cheese, 17. Kansas State, 18. Oregon State, 19. 20 is Texas A&M. I think that is I don't understand that one. 21, Ole Miss. 22, Tulane.
I don't know what they got coming back. I mean, they had a good year last year.
They did.
But I don't know if that was like I don't know.
23
the Green Wave.
TCU, 24, UCLA. Our friends at UCLA, UCLA. And then number 25 was, were North Carolina. So
how about that?
That is Athlon Sports. And again, they do this every year, but it doesn't mean that that's going to be the official one.
But they've been historically fairly accurate.
Right. And the official one will come from our friends at ESPN. Big week for ESPN.
Boy, I'm telling you what.
And not just ESPN, but Disney. Like, Disney has decided to lay off a bunch of people. And ESPN...
It's Ron DeSantis' fault, just so you know.
It is. I think... And that and the fact that Disney hasn't made money on, like, the last 7 movies that they've had, too.
Yes. And I was kind of joking.
I know. But... But like,
they're not. It's not quite the.
Well, everything's a remake now. Like they're
right.
redoing stuff, and people just don't like it. And so, politics aside, I mean, the people speak, right? So, like, if you create something and nobody wants to go see it, then it is what it is. It kind of speaks.
And
volume.
I get. Yeah, I mean, I think it's in a different sense. You've missed your target. Well, no, sorry. Your primary audience, you have missed it. I think you're trying to target a certain area, but I think you have missed it.
Yeah.
And I just think that speaks to just I understand we want to be all inclusive, but you're actually not being all inclusive with some of the stuff that you're starting to do. You instead of you flip away from, like I said, from I think your main people, and I think people are complaining. I think people don't like what they're doing, and I think you're starting to see that. And the biggest thing you see it in the profits. And that's just my opinion.
It's almost like we take a small subset of the world, of the nearly 8 billion people on Earth. We take this small little subset, and we decide to kind of mold everything we do around this small subset.
Right. That's it.
Instead
That's exactly
of what
it.
the majority of the people think.
That's it. And that's applied across so many things now.
It's like I mean, really, I mean, we're talking about a super small. Listen, here's the deal. I've said this forever. If nothing less, if everybody became a homosexual, we would control the world's population.
Well, that's a
right.
That's a bold statement.
We would.
Well, I know, and
because,
I mean, right?
Because you can't reproduce.
That would be well.
You just can't.
You can't naturally reproduce. The way
correct.
Right. Yes. The way that everything was originally intended, you cannot.
Yes.
You cannot. Yes, because it is that part is impossible. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now with science and technology, you can.
I am pregnant right now.
You can. Are you like Junior?
Yes. Yeah.
Arnold. Right.
I am with child.
That's it. You're looking pretty good, man. Have you had much morning sickness?
No.
How's your progesterone level?
It's good.
Okay. Not having taken any supplement. Okay, that's good.
My penis itches though.
Could be yeast. could be group B strep. Could be lots of things.
I had the mumps.
You do, yeah.
Maybe I'm not pregnant. Maybe I just have the mumps. I don't know.
Could just have the mumps.
So our friends at ESPN
or a large belly button hernia.
Our friends at ESPN.
Yes.
The jackasses at ESPN. Listen, the worst thing they ever did is start having sex with Disney. All right. This should have never, they should have stayed away from Disney. I mean, I'm talking to the older folks here. Like, do you remember ESPN years ago? Like Sports Center and how cool it was?
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of all that.
I mean, do you remember how cool it was?
Yes.
And like,
yes.
And like how,
but that's not what we want to be. That's not what we want to be, Dave. That's not what we want to be.
Yeah. Stuart Scott saying as cool as the other side of the
pillow.
Yeah. I mean, my guy,
some of the best stuff ever.
Dan Patrick.
And aloha means
and
goodbye.
Dan Patrick.
Aloha.
Dan Patrick was one of the greatest Sports Center anchors ever. He was hilarious, and like he knew his sports, and like he won't even mention their name anymore. He calls them the mothership.
Yes,
and like they got too big for their britches. And listen, what they've done for college sports in general, but particularly college football, is unbelievable. What they have done to make college football a cash cow for them, quite frankly, but for us fans. College game day, it feels very organic to me. Like a lot of that show's not scripted, I don't think.
Right.
And I think that they've got some really good people there. I mean, to have Fowler, Reese Davis, Herb Street,
don't forget Lee.
And Lee Corso, go Noles.
Desmond Howard.
Those guys are great, but the Bear left.
Yes.
Right?
He took the money and
ran. And David Pollock is gone now because David Pollock got fired.
Fired him.
Susie Kolber got fired.
Yeah.
I
mean,
Max Kellerman got fired.
Yeah, I'm like, you fired the best boxing person probably right now on the planet.
Him and Jim Lampley are the absolute. And again, Lampley should get with Max Kellerman and do a podcast, and they'll make $1 billion.
Yes, they should.
Because
it's actually a good idea.
It is, and there you go. I want a small percentage of that, guys.
2%. 2%.
2%.
2 scoops. We don't need a lot, but that'll be a little, and it'll be great.
2%. An argument can be made for 0.
Right. We just want to see it or hear it because it would be awesome.
Keyshawn Johnson, of course.
I have the list.
Jalen Rose.
That one I kind of saw that.
I don't really like him anyway.
And I feel like he never could find exactly what
Yeah.
what he was meant to do. And then they got him, they had him on some different things, some different talk show stuff like the Get Up, and he was on the thing with Jay Williams and Keyshawn. It was the three of them, and that just didn't quite mix right. Anyway, he's gone.
Yeah.
He gone. Jeff Van Gundy. 17 NBA finals he has called.
And he was actually a good coach.
Yeah.
And he's a great commentator.
Yeah, and he's gone.
Yeah.
Todd McShay, which that was always hard because, when you've got Mel Kiper,
Right?
it's just hard. As long as Mel Kiper is doing his thing, Todd McShay is never going to have a breakthrough.
Right.
And basically, they always struggle with, okay, it's not draft time, and we can only do this so much. What else are we going to have Todd McShay do? Right.
Right.
Matt Hasselbeck bit the dust.
Yeah.
Which I never felt like he was a good fit for any of that stuff. I mean, it just I don't know. Like I didn't think he was a good fit.
ESPN said there's no sacred cows, is what they said.
LaFonso Ellis. Of course, he got put in a bad spot. Jay Williams jumped for the NBA stuff, but I mean, Jay Williams and Reese Davis and Jay Billis, and Seth Greenberg, more so Seth Greenberg because Billis calls more of the games. He's the main play-by-play. But so Seth Greenberg, Jay Williams, Reese Davis, all that. I mean, that was a great college game day for basketball. I mean, and I love Jay Williams. Of course, I'm biased. He went to Duke, but but he jumped and started doing more NBA stuff, and then LaFonso Ellis kind of pulled in there, and it just wasn't the same. And and I think LaFonso Ellis does a good job. It just wasn't the same. And then we already said David Pollock, Nick Friedel, June Lee, Jason Fitz, Ashley Brewer, one of the main anchors.
Yeah.
She got it. She got canned. And a lot of these people are very grateful about it. Man, I'd be bitter as can be.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, then the one that we're coming to.
Yep.
The one that I'm just going to put it out there, and then it's kind of like I'm just winding you up, and I'm just going to let you go. Started with the network full-time in the year 2000.
That's correct.
After his retirement from football.
That's correct.
And he had been a major part of every facet of ESPN's NFL coverage.
Yep.
Worked with Susie Colbert for years, Monday Night Football.
Yep.
Some people say this is the huge sign of an end of the era at ESPN.
Yeah.
His jersey hangs behind my head.
That's right.
His name rises above me.
That's right.
The one,
The
only, Steve Young.
So first,
let it loose. You'll feel a lot better.
Oh, I'm gonna let it loose because we all know how I feel about those assholes at ESPN.
Right. Did you like how it was very silent when I was doing all that?
I like
this.
this. This was good broadcasting. I like it.
Right. We got this.
So first of all, you didn't hurt Steve. Steve is
of course
Steve,
no.
Steve's got
No.
Steve's got first of all his wife's rich, and Steve's rich, and Steve
And Steve's been successful at everything he's ever done.
like a partner in this huge investment firm, and
No.
he's doing doing the football stuff just as almost a flipping favor. Okay, I think he would do it for free actually, and he probably was close to doing it for free because he worked for the jackasses at ESPN.
And always did a good job. That's what gets me.
Yeah, I mean, Steve
and stayed in his lane. Like he was never trying to get onto other stuff. That's what a lot of this. I feel like people were trying to cross over into other stuff. It's like no, don't. You're not going to have a crossover hit doing this.
I'll be 47 this month.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. I'm close to 50.
Yes.
So I've been around football for
a long time.
Long
time.
And I remember as a kid watching Monday Night Football with Al Michaels, Dan Dierdorf, and Frank Gifford. And those three actually commentated Super Bowl 29. which was the last Super Bowl the Niners won, and I was very excited because those guys were doing it.
Yes.
Hank Williams Jr. did the theme song.
Yes.
Monday Night Football wasn't. Nobody tried to be. It didn't try to be exaggerated. No one tried to bring more drama to it than it needed. Sometimes you had a game that was terrible, and they were just honest about this. Like, hey, if anybody's actually still watching this because it's a 30-point game,
right?
And somehow
we appreciate you.
Kind
of like all of our loyal listeners across the world.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
Somehow ESPN, instead of taking the brand that really made them, which was Monday Night Football, and kind of expanding that culture, that's not what they did. They took a show like SportsCenter, which used to just be some funny comments and here's the sports,
right?
And then they start doing these other shows, like First Take and all this stuff, and Get Up and Stick It In You and whatever else they got. Whatever.
Fleabag.
D-bag. ESPN, the Mumps. And they tried to sensationalize things. And you hire people like Stephen A. Smith, who is just upset and effing pissed off about everything, right?
And half of that's just...
It's shtick.
It's his shtick. That's exactly right. It's just... Because it's what people want to see.
And it's so watching it over the years, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you guys? I don't want to see this shit. Listen, I really don't even care about what your opinion is. I really don't.
We're getting old, man.
You're telling me who you tell me who the top 25 college football teams are every year, right? And we just take that as gospel. Well, shove it up your ass. I don't care what you think. Listen, I don't care who you think the greatest quarterback of all time. I don't care who you think.
What if they'd fired Corso?
Oh, right.
And again, he's had some health, but
oh yeah.
Can you imagine?
Oh,
what if they'd fired Herbie?
Yeah.
Of course, they're not that stupid, I guess.
I don't know.
I thought, and I hate David Pollack. He was a jackass at Georgia, but I actually thought he did a good job.
He was great.
He was great. He very natural with the camera, knew his information very well.
Yeah.
Once split his pants doing a box jump up on the stool. Did you ever see that? That was one of the most awesome athletic maneuvers.
That was
on live TV, unprefaced. He's like, all right, I'm going to do it. Hopped up there, split his pants, but jumped 4 feet in the air. With his business attire on broadcast, and I'm like, that's pretty athletic.
They cut the audio, but I was able to get some exclusive audio for when he did this. And here, this was at the height of the jump. Oh, shit! That was David Pollack. But you're right. I was never a Pollack fan outside of ESPN, but I thought he did a good job. And I'm glad you brought him up because you look at college football and what they've done with college football. And again, they're making tons of money with it. I understand. But Herb Street really cares about college football. If you haven't listened to his book, folks, please do. You get how much he actually loves it. I really think he'd do it for free.
And that's why he does such a good job, because he has such a love for college football.
Reese Davis loves it.
Yes.
Desmond Howard loves it. Lee Corso is college football.
Right.
Because, go Noles. It just doesn't get any better than that.
No.
You got Osceola, Renegade, Lee Corso, Bobby Bowden.
Right.
And that's it, because none of them are in the SEC. Because it just means more when you're not. But what they've done for college football.
I'm pretty impressed that you worked that in.
Thank you. Listen, it all comes back to the Niners or Florida State. But what those guys do is so natural and so true to what ESPN was 30 years ago.
Right.
And I hope they don't lose that, because now you're getting rid of people like Susie Colbert.
They're going to lose it. Susie Colbert's awesome.
And Susie, who has been through so much. And I still remember when Stuart Scott died, and she was doing Monday Night Countdown, and she was just crying on air.
Yep.
It was just very
because it mattered.
And
27 years she's been with ESPN.
Yeah.
27 years.
27 years. And
38 years in broadcasting.
And
I
know.
And fabulous.
And here's a guy, Steve Young, who got to play with the greatest quarterback that's ever played. has 3 Super Bowl rings, one that he won himself in Super Bowl 29, 49-26 over the San Diego Chargers. He threw 6 touchdowns, which is still a record. Tom Brady.
Sorry, Stan Humphries.
Yeah, sorry, Stan. And he broke Joe's record, who is the second. 5 touchdowns in a game, which he did in Super Bowl 24.
Broncos.
Sorry, John Elway.
Yeah, sorry, John. John got one, though. John got two. But thank you. Yeah.
They rang the bell 55 times that day.
Right.
That was still the biggest defeat ever in the history of. But whatever. So here's a guy, Steve Young, who almost won a Heisman in college. His dad was a football coach. His dad was a football guy. Unbelievably athletic guy. And again, if you haven't listened to Steve's book, I highly recommend that too. It talks about his life. Here's a guy who's done everything the right way too, right? I mean, here's a guy, a very religious guy, a very charitable guy. He has a foundation called Forever Young. He helps, where he's helping underprivileged kids and sick kids and that sort of thing. His wife does the same. And here's a guy who also, by the way, passed the bar exam in California just because he wanted to do it.
Right.
He doesn't practice law. He just said, hey, I'm going to take laws. So he's intelligent. He understands football. And I dare say you're not going to find someone that understands football more than him. They might be better on air than him, but I think Steve actually did a good job. It just proves to me that ESPN they don't give a shit about your credentials anymore. They don't care.
Right.
You remember when ESPN used to they would have somebody on talking and then below would be like their stats, right? Like, why am I listening to this person? NFL Hall of Famer,
right.
Super Bowl MVP, blah, 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 blah. But I mean,
now you have Pat McAfee.
Wears
cut-off sleeve shirts.
Who's an effing kicker and just
punter.
That's true. It's true.
It's not even a kicker. He's a punter. He's a punter. And I like McAfee with all, but not. They gave him $85 million.
They gave him $85 million.
And they fired Steve Young.
And Max Kellerman.
And they fired Max Kellerman.
Who's an absolute just genius. And that was all because Stephen A. Smith didn't want to work with him. I think it's hilarious that nobody wants to work with Stephen A. Smith and nobody wants to work with Skip Bayless.
How about that?
I mean, let's just be honest here. Maybe there's a reason why. And I love me some Skip Bayless. And we all know how I feel about that jackass Stephen A. Smith. I porn star Jimmy, shove it up your ass, you dickhead. You asshole. Listen, I mean,
but here's the thing: his is coming. It's just not happening yet. But give it 5 years, and we'll be having soon. We're still doing the podcast where we may be old and gray headed and whatever else.
It'll be better then.
But we'll really be crotchety.
Episode 205.
That's right.
Stephen A. Smith is gone.
But think about that, right? I mean, it'll come because there'll be another whatever era that they think. I just don't
need.
You don't get to bow out gracefully anymore. Those days are gone, and people just want things that if they want the controversy, they want all the BS that doesn't matter.
So here's the thing, I don't know if you folks out there are UFC fans, but let me just tell you, if you want to watch like a pure broadcast, watch UFC. I'm just John Anik, Joe Rogan, and Daniel Cormier. Those 3 guys just love watching people knock the shit out of each other, which we all do.
Right.
But again, Daniel Cormier is very intelligent about it. A world-class wrestler, gold medal winning wrestler, I think, and also
was he gold or silver?
I'm not sure. But he was.
He went to the he went to the Olympics.
Yes, he went to the Olympics, so he knows his shit
as a wrestler.
And he's held the heavyweight championship of the world and the light heavyweight championship of the world at the same time in the UFC.
Yes, he knows a little bit about.
Very accomplished guy.
Yes,
and listening to him and Rogan, who's a black belt, and again, I mean, hearing these guys talk, and then you hear Dana White. Let me tell you, you can not like Dana White for a lot of reasons, but that dude just tells you how the shit is.
I think, again,
and there's just something very great about them.
Very consistent, they stay with their brand.
Yeah.
And we're not advocating for what Dana White has done outside of the UFC. We're talking about the sport of MMA, but there's your audience. We're not going to change this is what, we know who's watching, we know what they want to hear, that we know what they're talking about, and they're not gonna give in to the masses. There's no, or not even the masses, the minority piece of the population, and that is not minority. That is a pure statistical number. I'm not talking about whether you're African American, Asian. That's not what minority means in this case. It's just a number of people.
Yeah.
And they're just like, we're not doing that. This is stupid. And so I think, and I don't see that changing.
I don't either. I mean, it's what got them.
We're just getting old. We don't like change.
But I mean, ESPN has just it's completely diverted away from what actually made it.
I mean, but that's what Disney's done too.
Yeah.
They've just, literally it's like they've got a really awful yeast infection and they just keep passing it back and forth to each other. Bumping uglies and passing the yeast.
ESPN has the mumps.
I think they've got trichomonas is what I think.
Oh.
There's some bacterial vaginosis.
Does that smell like vaginosis to you?
The KOH prep, you do the whiff test.
Ooh.
It smells fishy.
It smells.
It does.
That's not strawberry. Something smells funny here.
It smells like trout. It's not fresh water. And they got something going on there with the ESPN.
But I mean, ESPN. So they got in bed with Disney. Well, they got in bed with ABC, which was in bed with
Disney, and that was it.
And then everybody thought, "Oh, this will be great! Like we'll be able to expand." And no, it's not. Like you can't watch ESPN now. Yeah. Like it just makes me want to throw up. And again,
do you think they were in that much financial? Like I mean, everybody's loving. Were they in a danger zone? Like they kind of almost had to do it, or they? I don't know.
I actually think Disney might be. I think that Disney is using.
Who would have ever thought that? I don't know.
Yeah, who would have thought you could run Disney into the ground, right? But listen, I'm telling you, when you start jacking with people, and again, we try not to get political and whatever on this show, but I'm telling you, when you start jacking with some established things and things that people are just kind of good with, and you kind of like try to be all inclusive and whatever, and go out of your way to do that, then yeah.
Have you ever read that book? I know you love books. That audio book.
Which book?
Stop Messing With Me by Jack Goff.
No.
Just curious. He got it.
By Jack Handy. I just so here's the thing. Part of me kind of laughs at companies like this. They get too big for their britches and they try to do all this stuff, and they're like, again, we're going to take this small subset of the entire world's population and we're going to cater to them, and then other people say, yeah, won't you go screw yourself?
And like I said, that's what they're saying.
Part of it makes me laugh. And again, I mean, you killed Robert Downey Jr. in the Avengers, so like you can't even hope for Marvel anymore. Okay, listen, Iron Man is dead, and like now, and again, I just ESPN.
That does still bother me, by the way. That I don't know.
Oh, I know. Me too.
I don't know.
So I told you
you killed Iron Man.
I told you the day that I decided.
Did you do that?
I told you the day I decided I was done with ESPN, right?
Yeah. I think yeah.
It was. I go to ESPN.
This was on air. I think we did talk about this.
I go to ESPN's website and they said college quarterback in trouble with the law, and it was a picture of Jameis Winston. I click on the story, and it was Marcus Mariota got a speeding ticket. I'm telling you, that minute I'm like, oh, you all can just go to hell. I'm just done with you guys. I'm just done with you guys. This is ridiculous. Like you used a picture of Jameis Winston and a vague, clickbait on your own website. And yes, I fell for it because it's a picture of Jameis Winston. I'm like, oh God, what Jameis?
What did he do now?
Like, come on, Jameis.
Which, he didn't really do anything the last time. It's just they couldn't just say, yeah, we're giving them free crab legs.
Yeah. Yeah.
The store couldn't say it.
Right.
So because then what would have happened? He would have been ineligible under the stupid policy.
Yep.
And so therefore,
Yeah.
I mean, he did not. We've gone away from. He did not steal crab legs, folks. And if you really thought that he did, you're crazy. They gave him the food, and why the heck not? It's some stinking crab legs.
It was a kid in his class,
and
who
who
worked
cares?
there. Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
It's some. I mean, I feel bad because, honest to goodness, he probably didn't have the money to buy them. Maybe he did. I don't know. I mean, I remember Shabazz Napier, I think that's his name, for Connecticut, when they won the NCAA title in basketball, and they were like, we're eating ramen noodles and soup because we don't really have the money.
Yeah.
I'm like, so they're not. Anyway, it's so stupid. ESPN.
But like that was the day I said,
I hate that y'all have sports that I like to watch.
Yeah.
I hate it.
And again, here's
It just drives me insane.
It's all these talented people now gone, and I get companies do layoffs. I was a part of one years ago, and I understand that. But ESPN, it just feels like, was there bad investments or something? You guys can't be losing money.
I swear to you, I almost feel like back when they started getting into bed with these other people, I feel like they might have been struggling a little bit. I'm serious, and maybe that's incorrect. Somebody can please feel free to correct me. But I swear, I think at one point they were not making good financial decisions. And how catastrophic would that have been if the whole network was lost?
Yeah,
But now
then we'd be stuck watching CBS,
right? But think about this. But think about it. But you get into bed with people. It's like Fleabag.
When you start screwing Mickey Mouse,
That's it.
That's when bad stuff happens. If you guys want to watch something funny that has to do with Mickey Mouse, please watch the pandemic special, South Park pandemic special. It is the funniest shit maybe that I've ever seen in my life. Maybe. It might be the funniest thing I've ever seen.
This is not kid friendly.
No, there's a pangolin and a bat.
Stop. Oh my goodness.
It's awful. And Mickey Mouse and
They put up. I have not, because
and Stan's dad.
They put up
Randy.
Oh,
I'm telling you right now,
they put
you
pangolin on there.
would absolutely. I watched it, and like I thought I could. I didn't think I was going to be able to breathe. I was laughing so hard.
There you go. South Park pandemic Mickey Mouse.
And you
YouTube it while you're also YouTubing our show.
that's correct. Yes. Come
on with it.
Yeah. ESPN, I don't know what to say to you, buddy.
Boo. That's what I said.
I just
and not in the scary.
I love some of the folks that are still there, but this is the second or third time they've laid people off in like the last 7 years or so, and it's ridiculous. I mean, Susie Kolber, Max Kellerman,
I know,
and Steve Young probably doesn't give like they probably called Steve and they're like, Steve, yeah, we're laying you off. Steve's like, okay, all right. But again, and then you're going to keep people on there, right? You're going to keep people on there that like nobody like that stupid that
Stephen A. Smith.
That their NFL show. What is it? What is it?
NFL Live.
No, the Sunday morning show.
Sunday morning countdown.
Yeah, NFL Countdown.
NFL Countdown. Sorry, NFL Countdown.
You know why I can't remember the name of it anymore? Because Chris Berman's not on it, and I don't give a shit. And listen, Hottie McHotterson's there. I've met her in person.
Oh, Sam Ponder. There
yes,
you go.
very. And she married a former Florida State quarterback,
Christian Ponder. Yes.
and he was a former 49er as well,
and a Viking.
But we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about Vikings. No.
And so listen, I think she was great in college football and whatever. And I'm not saying she's a bad host, but like, I just can't watch that show. Like Teddy Bruschi, I just want to throw up when he talks. I just don't give a shit what he thinks.
And I don't like Rex Ryan either.
I don't really like it. How
at least
white can a human's teeth be? My God.
Well, I mean, I don't think those are his teeth.
I don't even know that they're.
I think those are implants.
I think they're something.
I'm pretty sure they're either or they've enhanced.
They go with his breast
with-
implants
with-
too. Those are really nice. They look great. Him and his wife and her feet. You remember that video?
Yes.
God, it's just like, I mean, guys, listen. Nobody's watching this show. Like, I can't watch that because it's awful. Like, I just can't watch it. Like, Chris Berman's not there. Tom Jackson's not there. I just don't give a shit what these people think.
I was a huge
Chris
Tom
Carter
Jackson.
was great on that show 2 years ago, and Chris Carter's not there. Randy Moss, I actually like Randy Moss because he's just a country boy from West Virginia.
You got mossed.
You got Moss, but like some of that stuff, it's like
It doesn't flow well. It just doesn't. It
There's
doesn't.
no
It doesn't
flow
flow.
to it.
It doesn't flow well, and you can. Yeah, it's just painful.
and it's just like I just don't,
It's just painful.
And now, well, here's what I have to look forward to. All these people left ESPN, right?
They did.
Here's what I have to look forward to. I have to look forward to that jackass Tom Brady being on air here sometime soon. That's what I get to look forward to. That jackass. Like, he retires from football, and I still got to effing look at him.
It'll be on Fox though, right?
I don't know.
Wherever he goes, isn't it Fox?
I don't know.
I think he signed with Fox.
I don't know.
I think he signed with Fox.
I don't know.
But
It just makes me worried for Aikman and Buck too, because they're in bed with Mickey Mouse too.
Yeah.
They're having sex with Goofy as well. So, gosh. And Monday Night Football, what a flipping travesty, that mess. I mean, they have jacked that up.
Yeah, and Booger. Did they get rid of Booger? No, I don't know. You can't. Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, they've messed that up.
And again,
it's a FUBU.
The gravy train was
FUBAR.
Was when Tirico was there.
FUBU.
And
I meant FUBAR. I'm so torn up. I'm like, what am I thinking?
When Tirico and Gruden were there, Monday Night Football it had really good ratings. Not nearly as much as when Al Michaels was there. And of course, they had 1 or 2 seasons with Al Michaels and John Madden. And I'm like, you can't, holy balls, you can't beat that.
Never.
But then you had Tirico and Gruden. It was really good.
I thought it was too.
And then Gruden went back to coaching, and then it had
Tirico left for NBC,
and Tirico left for NBC. And I think the writing was kind of on the wall.
And supplanted Bob Costas, which is another whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Bob Costas with his
CTE. That's what killed him when he wrote that. When he did that.
Yep.
And I hate that. I love Bob Costas.
Do you remember when he had pink eye?
Yeah.
And he had the glasses on.
Yeah.
He's like, Bob, I can't look at you, buddy. Come on.
That had to be miserable.
Oh, you know it.
That had to be miserable.
Bob Costas. I remember he was used to be he was a commentator for the NBA, and I like Bob. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about Rick Fox one time, and it was hilarious. He was talking about Rick Fox. He was doing a Lakers game.
Of all the people, Rick Fox.
He was talking about Rick Fox, and Rick is married to...
he was married to Vanessa Williams.
Was married to Vanessa Williams.
He screwed that up because he was adulterous numerous times. He went to Buc-ee's and got the side dish.
Oh, can you order that there? Make me a note. Go to Buc-ee's.
Can't get a Mountain Dew, though.
He was talking about Rick Fox, and he was talking about how successful Rick Fox was or whatever, and he said, Rick Fox, this is not the only game he's successful with. And I'm like, Bob, you're awesome. Oh, because they show Vanessa Williams or something.
Right.
She saved the best for last.
That's it.
But
Just when you thought it had passed.
Yes. God, song is awful.
Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon?
What is a blue corn moon?
I have no idea.
If the moon is a blue corn moon, it's got the mumps. That's what I think.
Could just be a tortilla strip that somebody's held up in front of the camera in the background or something.
A landing strip? What?
Stop.
A tortilla strip. I'm sorry.
Now at Buc-ee's.
They got a whole kit.
Thanks for hanging in there, folks. We touched the whole gamut of stuff. Thank you, India. Thank you, Germany.
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell we talked about.
Thank you, United States. Thank you for all our loyal listeners here that are local. We appreciate that. Always appreciate the feedback.
And stop listening to Luke Combs. Stop it. Stop it.
I love you, Bo. See y'all.
See you, folks.
Bye.
Bye.